up, everybody? I'm Bree.
And I am Evan.
And welcome back to Reality Check TV.
Of course.
Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you are new to our channel, please make sure to like and subscribe.
Expeditiously.
He's getting on my nerves with that word. Anyways, surprise! We are here for the second time in 1 week. Giving you a totally new review on a new show that's not new to us or new to you guys, but our review is new.
New show alert.
Yes, new show alert. That's what we should title the video. So we're gonna take a deep breath because I've been so nervous to review this show, guys. Like, first and foremost, everybody reviews this show. That's one. So I'm like, does the world need another review? Like, everybody talks about this show. And then two, this show is it causes so much controversy and a lot of drama outside of the show, but more so on social media, that I'm just like, do we really want to get involved? Like, do we really?
Why not join the party?
That doesn't seem like a fun party to be a part of, be honest. It's just too much. It is just way too much. So if you don't know what show we're talking about, even though it's in the title of this video, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, we have been alluding to the fact that we watched the show in other videos, if you've been catching up on all of our videos up until this point, because I think we're on video 6. So we're a brand new channel. We're brand new reviewers. So this show, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm so nervous.
Love and Marriage Martell.
Anyways, so even more backstory. If you watched our very first video on our channel, we did the challenge on MTV. And I have said before, the challenge is one of my favorite reality shows, and one of the oldest reality shows that I've been watching since a kid. And I introduced the show to Evan, and he fell in love with it. So right after he started binge watching the hell out of the challenge, I was like, okay, well, let's see how he does with a little bit more of a messier dynamic. So I said, let me see how he reacts to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I think what ended up happening was, before we moved in together, I was at my apartment one night and he came in and the show was already on. And I think it was like towards the end of the show, and he instantly was drawn into the drama. And ever since, he has made me rewatch the entire show with him. And I'll let him give his own backstory with it. But as far as my backstory and how I started watching the show, during the pandemic, like most people that had nothing else to do, me and my family, we were trying to avoid this show like the plague. I swear we were. We were like, why would we watch a show based in Alabama? No offense to my people that's from Alabama, but I was just like, come on, there has to be something else better that we can watch. Why are we gonna watch a show based in Alabama? But the pandemic happens, we're on lockdown, and we binge watched all the freaking reality TV shows out there on all of these streaming platforms, and we just ran out of stuff to watch. So they kept showing commercials for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and we noticed that Carlos King, this is me and my family, by the way, we noticed that Carlos King was the creator of it, and we know Carlos's work. We're fans of Carlos's work. He has been a producer on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which we have watched since day one. He's done R&B Divas. He also dibbled and dabbled over there on Love and Hip Hop, which I should have left that off of his roster because that's not a good selling point. But anyways, he's been in the game for like over 15 years, and he is like the king of black reality TV. So I was like, we should try. My mom was really the one who was like, we should give it a try. And we have been hooked ever since. Like, hooked. So that's just a little bit on my backstory. You want to add to your intro to the show?
Like I said, I just remember going to her apartment, and I think she was in the shower or something like that. And I remember just watching TV, and I guess it was an episode, it was a scene where Mel was doing her music video party,
It was the all-white video release.
All-white video
And I think
release.
that was season 3, I think. Maybe 3, 4. Love and Marriage Huntsville seasons are always really weird to me because they're so long. I don't ever really know what season we're in. But yeah.
And so pretty much from there, I was watching, and I got introduced to Martell. And I was just watching. It was just so interesting seeing the havoc and the shit he was stirring up on there. And I was just like, who is this dude? And so, then she broke it down to me, and she kind of broke me down the story, what was going on. And I was like, oh, how many seasons they have of this? And then it was just one day, just said, hey, well, let's start from season 1, see how this goes. And ever since, I've liked it.
Yes.
The characters, I only deal with certain characters. Some people are just annoying as hell. Martell, Martell's crazy. Martell's crazy, but I gotta support him. He's a fellow Kappa.
You gotta support what?
He's a fellow Kappa.
Wrong road.
He's a fellow Kappa. He's trying to get back on a good road.
Wrong road. No, you're on the wrong road. Why would support him and do what? Support him with what? With what? His foolishness?
I guess that stale.
Wrong road.
That stale wine company.
Like, why would you say that?
But besides Martell, they got other characters. I love Mel. Mel is that entrepreneur. Mel first started out as a teacher. From there, she just kind of like paved her way, and now she's just like this. She's a beast at what she does.
So can I say something right there? Now we back on track. So, I've been watching the reality TV for a very long time, guys. I've said this before. However, there has never been a person on reality TV that I feel like I can relate to, or I'm like, this person inspires me in this particular way. And when I say reality TV, I'm more so talking about like reality shows like this, like the messy, a cast of women going to lunch just to fight, like all of that stuff, from your basketball wives all the way to your loving hip hops and everything in between. I've never related to any women that have been on reality TV. Never. It's all been entertainment for me. However, enters Melody Holt. I want to say I'm a stan. However, Mel is like my friend in my head. Mel, we're gonna meet each other one day. I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there. God says, you gotta say what you want. I'm gonna put it out there. We're gonna meet one day. Mel is, the way she handles herself, the way she goes about things, I just relate to it. And I don't know if it's because it's the Scorpio thing, because yes, she is a Scorpio, like yours truly. So I just like, every time she does a scene, I feel like I know exactly what she's gonna say, and she handles it the exact way that I would handle it. However, there's some times where I'm just like, Mel, just go ahead and punch him in the neck. Just go ahead. Let's just fight. Mel, we're ready to fight at this point. Let's just fight. But I really do see myself in Mel, and like, again, she's just like a big sister in my head. Like, I just feel like there's a connection there. So there will be no Melody Holt or Melody Cherie, I should say, slander on this channel. We're just going to put that out there. You can argue amongst yourselves. We're not doing no Mel slander over here. Thank you. Just wanted to put that disclaimer out there early. So let's just kick it off.
All right, let's kick
it off. Okay, so the scene opens up with Mel going to Kimmy and Maurice's house. Sidebar, really quick, Kimmy. I also like Kimmy as well. You know, sometimes I'd be like, Kimmy, come on, like
should be playing the fence sometimes,
right? And I understand because her family's on the show, and so she has to, you know, play a role. However, generally speaking, I really do like Kimmy as well. And when we found out that she had cancer last season, I'm going to be honest, we had to fast forward through a lot of her scenes because it was just too heartbreaking. I just don't do well with situations like that. And so, thank God, I know in present day, she is cancer free from my understanding. And I'm just really, really happy, genuinely happy for her. And this is what I'm talking about with Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's like we're so invested into these people's lives, like we really do know them. And so finding out that she was sick, it really touched a lot of us. I feel like touched the fans of the show. So blessings to Kimmy. I'm so happy that she's recovering. So just want to put that out there.
She's looking great.
Right, and she looks amazing too. So we love you, Kimmy. So anyway, so this scene opens up with Mel going to their house to kind of just catch up, you know. And Kimmy is just saying that basically, like, you know, she's done with chemo, thank God, but she still has a surgery that she needs to go through. However, she wants to be able to celebrate this huge milestone. Getting through chemo is a huge milestone, so she wants to have like a little celebration, a little party. And enters Maurice, the party pooper. He doesn't agree with her celebrating this milestone as far like having an actual event, I guess, if that's what we want to call it. Yeah, he was totally against it. Now, my opinion, I don't understand why it's even a discussion. We need to do what the sick lady wants. Okay? I said the same thing about pregnant women. What they want, they can get. If she wants to celebrate this milestone in her journey, why is that an issue? It shouldn't be on her. It should have been the husband that's like, you want a party? I'm going to throw you a party. Whatever you want. You want to be able to find those peaks within that journey of happiness and celebration, because it is a long, extensive journey, and it's very taxing. It's taxing on your body, on your mental, and there are many low points, so you want to be able to celebrate the high points. So I personally didn't understand where he was coming from, but I never understand where Maurice is coming from. So
I believe none of us do.
Not a shocker.
It's an Omega sci-fi thing.
Oh, please do not start that war. Please. Not on this channel. Please do not.
Marcel, Jalen.
Do not start that war.
Good representation, ain't it?
Because if y'all didn't realize, I mean, wait, how do I? I can't even point to it right there. It's obvious.
There's only one.
It's obvious where Evan's coming from.
There's only one.
Anyways. So, Mel offers and like, well, what, girl, you want a party? I can throw you a party. Like, I can handle it. I got you. Say less. I got you. Kimmy's very open, happy that she's able to take that on, but she lets her know, well, some of the people that I want to be a part of this party, I know you don't have the best relationship with, i.e. Tisha, i.e. Martell. At that point, I think that's it. And, you know, she...
Add Marcel onto that.
Yeah, whatever.
She doesn't want to see him, but he loves to see Mel. So, you know,
exactly.
Googly eyes.
Exactly. So she's just like, I want them to be a part of it too. Like, you know, how do you feel about them not only being there, but you sending out that invite? Mel, because she's the grown woman that she is, says, listen, this isn't about me. If it was my event, absolutely not. They cannot come. But this is about you. There's things that are bigger than just what's going on between me and these people. and celebrating you is more important. So she's the bigger person and agrees that she will reach out to each person individually and make sure they get the time, date, and location, like she said, of the event. Right. So then the next scene, we fast forward to Martel and his mother.
So this scene, Martel's at some clinic getting a facial.
He's at home.
Oh, he's at home?
Yeah, he was at home in his living room.
Oh, well, he had a little professional setup then.
We don't care. Next.
But he's in there getting a facial. I guess Martel's on his model wave. I don't know what he has going on at this point. Besides, asking for prayers for Mel, but we're getting to that later.
What you want me to say?
She don't like Martel. But pretty much his mom came in there, joined them. They were talking. He was talking about he had a talk with Mel, just talking about where he's at with everything. And, Martel and his mom, I guess they have this little close relationship, but both of them are kind of missing some rocks.
Some rocks.
Yeah. Their scene was actually pretty boring.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I have to gather myself because I am not in the business of disrespecting my elders. I'm really big on that in my real life. However, I am in the business of breaking generational curses and holding people accountable. And that includes our elders. Miss Marlene, and I'm going to try to stay as respectful as possible, but every time there's a scene with Miss Marlene, it's just so disheartening to me. Like, it's true. It's not funny to me. It's very heartbreaking because it is women like her from a particular generation that has a particular ideology,
way of thinking,
that is very toxic and is part of the reason why in the Black community, why we are where we are today when it comes to relationships between Black women and men. And I'm not putting it all on women at all. What I'm saying is it's part of the problem, especially with Black women and their sons. And again, people of a particular age, and y'all know what I'm talking about. And Miss Marlene fits within that category. Her mindset is very toxic, and I think it is extremely dangerous to have that representation on TV and it not be checked, if you see what I'm saying. So for her to constantly be in scenes with only her son or other women of her age on the show that think the same way that she does, there's no checks and balances there, and that's my problem with the whole show in general. And it's just sad. It's just really sad. She really does believe that her grown son is just this perfect little boy, and does nothing wrong. And she comes into scenes and she says her little one-liners, I'm a grown woman. You got to do what you got to do. It's about the kids and this, that. Like, she says all of this stuff
that's their favorite line. It's about the kids,
right? Like she's saying something and she's not. Her son is the issue. It is her son's fault of why he's at the place that he's at. Nobody else. It's his actions that led him to be where he's at today. And I think that goes, that's left unsaid a lot of times. And it's just aggravating. It's aggravating. When Martel and his mom are having a conversation at the table, and he's telling her that he wants to go to therapy. And her reaction to that was like, oh, like, For what? For what? What you need that for? Like ain't nothing wrong with you. Like she really does believe this. And it's so funny to me, not funny, funny but not funny, how every time the divorce is brought up between him and Mel, it's like brought up like something happened to them and not like he did anything. It's like, oh, I know you love your family. Oh, I know, like it's just so sad that it gotta be like there's no accountability. Like ever. It's like it's so agitating to watch his scenes, but specifically with his mother and him with anybody. It's like nobody holds him accountable except for Mel. And she's then made to be the villain because she sets the boundaries. And it's just it's just so disheartening.
And, his mom has, of course, the typical old way of thinking of, a lot of older people don't believe in the whole mental health or don't believe in mental therapy.
Right.
For them, it's just, oh, pray about it.
Right.
Something's wrong, pray about it.
Right.
Oh, you broke, honey, go pray about it. Maybe some money will grow on a tree. Pray about it.
Which people from that particular generation and people that think that way, they use religion to manipulate and to perpetuate their toxic mentalities and their behaviors. And we're talking about generational trauma here, guys. Like it will take a much longer video to discuss that, which we probably will one day, because it is an issue. And it's not funny. I don't find it to be funny. I don't find her to be funny. I don't find that way of thinking to be funny. It's very dangerous. And just toxic. And I keep using that word, but that's exactly what it is. And then for Martell, two things with him and the therapy thing. Martell is an example of people nowadays. There's people that go to therapy to actually start their healing journey and to really work on themselves. And then there's another type of person that goes to therapy that we don't talk about enough. But these people go to therapy just so they're able to learn the language. So they're able to then take that, go back out here in these streets and terrorize the streets. That's Martell Hope. So I really don't feel like it's genuine. If he goes to therapy, great for him. This is something that he should have been doing. But if he does, I really hope and pray that he gets it together, because it's just more detrimental to himself at this point than anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on him and his therapy sessions.
Yeah. So Martell talks to his mom during the scene about why he's getting his facial, about a prayer that he asked Mel to think about. And it was a prayer for them to, I guess, a sense of get into a better cordial co-parenting space. When all else, he pretty much just want to get back together. That's what it is.
Right, I was going to say, why
we know. He just wants to get back together. I've lost count how many chances she gave him to do things right and to get it right. And he really feels like I can have a baby by another woman and you're going to take me back because it was a mistake. I didn't mean to fall.
I don't think he believed that it was a mistake. I think he's regrets the fact that he got caught the way he did. So that's that.
Well, Martell had a baby with another woman and he's won another chance. Go figure.
And it's not just that, too. Like, I want people to get off of that. Like, that's the ultimate, right?
Well, I mean, it's the ice on the cake, but Martell, his behavior, his mouth, his ways of thinking.
He has tried so hard to malign that woman. It's just ridiculous.
He's had so many chances, and it's to the point now where Mel's like, God told her to go.
God said go. That's what had happened. That's what. And I'm on the other end of the TV like, Mel, don't you date. This was more so last season or 2 seasons ago when it was kind of rumors like, when they went to their family vacation.
In Florida.
Right, because in real time when that was happening, there was rumors out there that they were going to get back together, and I swear I was like, Mel,
I didn't believe so.
I was Don't do it.
So.
Don't do it. So then the next scene is Stormy and Courtney. So they are new cast members of the show, permanent cast members of the show. Again, if you have been a Love and Marriage Huntsville day one, we've seen Stormy before. She was on last season a lot. Like, she had a lot of scenes last season. And so they just decided to add her as a permanent cast member. No, we're not shocked. We knew that this was all going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, this show is so, it's such a phenomenon that we even know what's going on when they're not filming. So we knew it was happening. So Courtney and Stormy are having a conversation in their kitchen. And their baby, they only have one son, and he's gotten so big, by the way, because I feel like the last time we seen him, he was like being rocked. Yeah. And now he's running around and talking and screaming. So they're talking, and their conversation then leads into Stormy saying that she wants to have another baby. Again, if you are familiar with the show, Stormy has mentioned before that she really had a hard pregnancy with her son, that she pretty much almost died. So it was just a very traumatic experience. But even with all that being said, she still wants to have another child. Courtney, however, seemed to be completely against it. Said that because she did almost lose her life while giving birth to their son, he doesn't want to go through that again. He also is against having a surrogate. But I don't know, to be quite honest, guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all, because I know what I know kind of behind the scenes. I'm not too much invested into their storyline. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm just not too invested. And I also, with new people, you also kind of just question if they're being authentic or not. I guess in the moment, I just felt like it was kind of hard to believe that this was their first time having a conversation about having more children.
And it wasn't. It wasn't.
And I'm talking about even after having their son.
Yeah, they probably had many conversations.
Right. So I don't know. I don't have too much for this scene. But do you want to say anything?
Their house looked nice. Big house.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Great exterior.
By the way, I will say Courtney, for some reason, don't attack me for this, but for some reason, like, he reminds me of Suge Knight. I don't know what it is, but I feel like if I saw him in person, I'd just be like it's the energy less than like look in the face, because he has these like pretty like eyes, but he just like gives Suge Knight vibes. I can't. Can't deal with that. Anyways, so next scene is Mel with her beautiful children. By the way, Sugar Mom is also getting really big. She's freaking adorable. All of the kids are really getting big, to be quite honest. But it looks like they're filming a lot of these scenes during the holiday seasons, because there's like a Christmas tree in everybody's background. So she's with the kids, and they're, doing little Christmas treats. So this is where she decides to take the opportunity to call all of these ratchet individuals. So she dismisses the kids, and she does her calls. So I have them in order of call. Okay, so we gonna reenact this. So she first calls Tiffany. Easy peasy. Tiffany's easy. Tiffany's like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll be there. Okay, great. She then calls Letitia. Letitia gets on the phone. It's very dry. It's a very awkward situation. Mel tried to keep it very to the point. Again, time, date, location. That's it. There's like these awkward silence moments in between, and she's like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll be there. Okay, girl.
Letitia wanted a moment.
Letitia always wants a moment, but okay. Next is Stormy. So Stormy picks up the phone. Mind you, shout out to Mel's burner phone. Shout out to the trap phone. Shout out to that.
A flip phone.
I was like, yes, yes.
That was a Motorola.
Shout out to the trap phone. Anyways, Stormy gets on the phone. She's like, who's this? Who is this? Who? Who is this? She's like, this is Mel. I'm calling to invite you to Kimmy's party. We're celebrating that she's done with chemo. And she's like, oh, is this a new number? She's like, no, this is a temporary number. Can we just move forward? I'm just calling to invite you to this party. She's like, okay, well, I'll show up for Kimmy. I'll support Kimmy. Okay, girl, that's why we called you, to support Kimmy. All right. Last but not least, Martell Hope. Here go Martell. Now, when Martell answers the phone, I know he about fumbled the phone. Like, oh my God, like, wait, hello? Mel, this is you? She's like, yes, Martell, this is Mel. I'm calling to let you know we're having a party for Kimmy. It's going to be at this place, this time. He's like, oh, okay. Like, did you think about the prayer?
And once again, the prayer was for Mel to be for them to be in a better space.
Why do you keep saying that? That ain't the real prayer.
We know what the prayer is. But I'm just saying, in his words, he wanted to be a better space, because one thing he loves to say, and he says it every episode, for the kids. And it ain't for the kids. He says it every episode, for the kids. I know I cheated 100 times, but, we got to get together for the kids. But, so Martell's asking her about this prayer.
Once again, and this is Mel. No. Okay, well, bye, Martell. See you later. Like, God said go. We're not. That's the prayer, and we clearly not praying to the same person. I don't know who Martell prays to. I don't know, but it can't be. I can't. So that was that. So after Mel makes all of these calls, we go back to a scene with Stormy and her mother. So what it feels like is we got rid of Wanda and Destiny, and now enter Stormy and her mama. I don't even remember her mama name.
It don't matter.
Once again, what I said earlier about mamas, it still stands. She was doing a lot to me for somebody that she don't really know. Side note, if you guys have not seen Carlos's interview with Mel this past weekend, I really advise you to go watch to fill in some gaps that's not shown or seen on the actual show. Because what it's giving, this is what it's giving as a viewer. It's giving, every time somebody come on this show, we just gotta make sure that Mel is seen to be the villain. That's what it's giving. It's giving, we want a moment. We have to make sure people realize that she's a horrible person. That's what it gives.
These mamas want to be part of these shows. You're not gonna be holding a peach.
Peach. This ain't Atlanta Housewives.
You're not gonna be dancing on the intro with your name at the bottom. Don't nobody want to see you. Hey.
Or are you talking about Mama Joyce?
I'm talking about all these mamas.
I'm tired of the mamas on the TV. If my mama started getting on social media or on a reality show and she acting this way, like, I'm putting her in a home. What is wrong with you? You clearly have a mental health issue.
First hallway.
Because that unacceptable. It ain't funny. It ain't cute. Control your parents. I cannot. So, long story short, it just seems like Stormy has this one-sided issue with Mel. And her mother is going above and beyond on social media at the time. I guess to what she's calling sticking up for her daughter, but nobody's coming at her daughter, so I'm not exactly sure what the goal was.
Unless her mom's over there arguing with fans, arguing with, comments and trying to reply to comments. I mean, nobody should do that.
Right. And I've seen some of the tweets or Facebook posts, like
Mm-hmm.
people have been talking about it that her mother was posting. And I have to say, it was a lot of energy for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because nothing happened. So I didn't understand where that energy was coming from at all. It
Mm-hmm.
very strange. But whatever, girl, go off. Go off. So then we end up at Kimmy's celebration. Mel clearly found a venue that kind of reminds me of Top Golf.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else has Top
It was
Golf.
like virtual golf.
Yeah, like a virtual golf place slash bar. So it was
Mm-hmm.
really cute, and it also just kept it very intimate. So it was
Mm-hmm.
nothing too over the top. Kimmy seemed to love it. That's all that matters. She was happy, so we're happy. So enter all of the problematic people. We see Tiffany and
Lewis.
Lewis, which she's had her baby by now. So congratulations to her. I don't really have an issue with Tiffany. So it's
Lewis
whatever.
is Kappa as well.
Whatever. Okay. So then here comes Letitia and her husband. Okay.
Here come Marsaw walking in the room smiling because he see Mel.
Evan thinks that Marcel has the biggest crush on
He
Mel.
does.
I don't disagree. So there's that.
He does.
Letitia, I will say I saw your Ivy Park jumpsuit, very cute. Wish I was able to get online quick enough to get that one. Anyways, then Stormy and Suge Knight comes in, and Stormy's just like, oh my God, like this is kind of fake. Like basically, I'm too real for this situation. I ain't talked to nobody since they wrapped up with the reunion. Let's pause here because this is where it pretty much wraps up. What ends up happening is, or should I say, I guess Stormy's issue this whole episode, she made it known, is that she has not talked to Mel since they wrapped up the reunion in LA last season.
Right.
Now, I think it was Mel and Tiffany and Stormy, they were sitting down and Stormy was like, hey Mel, can I talk to you for a second to the side? So they go and talk for a second, and Stormy's like, where you been? I ain't talked to you. I ain't heard from you. Like, what's going on with us or whatever? Mel's like, what you talking about? What you mean? She was like, well, I tried to text you and I didn't get a response or anything. She was like, well, I just changed my number. That's what I always do. I ain't talked to nobody since we wrapped up. She was like, when you call, like, did you not get the do? This number is now disconnected. That message. And Stormy didn't really answer that because that says to me that she ain't try to call her. She just probably tried to text her, didn't get a response. And so she was like, well, no, I just know that we always text. And so I just know I wasn't getting a response. She was like, well, okay, well, you could have DM'd me. Like, there's other ways to get in contact with me. And she then says in her confessional, it was in that moment when Mel said you could have DM'd me that she realized that they weren't real friends because she don't DM her friends.
Mm-hmm.
So let's wheel it back a little bit. Now let's say our opinion. You want to go first?
I think both of them kind of are wrong. When I say that, honestly, the situation tells their status. It tells where they stand with each other. Because number one, it doesn't seem like Stormy really tried to completely get in contact with her because you're saying you texted, but you didn't even call. Mel, like I said, if y'all are really friends, anybody, when they get a new number, the people that they talk to, they're going to reach out to them and say, hey, this is my new number, save it. And, obviously Mel ain't do that with Stormy, which means from a status standpoint, they ain't really like that.
Okay. Well, I don't disagree with that last part, right? Completely. But here's my thing. See, people have a very selective memory. Because let's go back to the reunion. It came out of Stormy's mouth how they weren't friends. They were getting to know each other. It also was giving, she was very buddy with Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say this for you, Mel, so you don't have to say it to yourself. And this is my only critique of Mel. Sometimes I do wish that she can just be 100% honest about where she stands with people, because I feel like, because this is how I would have received it, at that reunion, I feel just lines are always drawn. And at the end of the day, if you are with the ops, then you can stay right over there. We cool. Like, it's fine. Like, there's no bad blood. I'm not about to give you that type of energy. Like, nah, we cool. But we also, clearly, we not friends like that. We're building, right? So, am I obligated to then make sure I'm reaching out to you and going above and beyond to you? Like, I just don't know. Because Kimmy, at the beginning of the episode, said it very clear that since she started her chemo treatments up until that scene, Mel had been a very good friend to her. So I'm assuming they had been talking. Mel had been checking up on her. And on top of that, Mel told y'all years ago, this show drains so much of her energy and having to be around them. And also, I want to imagine always being on the defense with this cast, that once filming is over, once they wrap, she takes a break, period. Like, from everybody. She's made that very clear. And Carlos has even went ahead and confirmed that. Like, he don't even really be hearing from her. She needs a break. And I will say, in my personal life, I am striving to create those type of boundaries in my life with people and them having access to me. Because it also seems like Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, they don't really like get much of a break. It seems like they're always filming. If I had to guess, I probably imagine they probably have maybe 2 months max off. That's what it feels like.
A couple months. Right.
And so if you really think about it, that is not a long time of you not talking to someone. Especially because they did the reunion in October. And like I said, this scene, it seems like all of these scenes are happening like around Christmas. That's not a long time. Like, at all. So to make it seem like Mel is a bad friend because of this particular conversation, it's just, I'm just like, y'all, like, look at the full picture. And I do agree with, if I change my number, I am going to reach out to my friends, to the people that matter, the people that I'm constantly talking to on a daily basis, and make sure that they have my new number. But Stormy was not a person that she was talking to on a daily basis. So yeah, I just don't think that it was wrong in this situation for her, meaning Mel, to be like, okay, you couldn't get in contact with me through text. You couldn't get in contact with me through actual phone calls. Like, to get my attention, yeah, just, send me a DM. And I get where Stormy could be coming from with, I don't be checking in with my friends, my real friends, through DM. But again, where they need to come to an agreement is, are we friends?
Yeah.
So that way it can be clear across the board, so you don't run into issues like this. Right? And so I think people that's in your life, you need to make it clear where they stand. And that's my only thing with Mel. And maybe she did, off camera, or they had a conversation. But my only thing with Mel is just, make it clear with these people. Like, hey, we cool, but we ain't like that.
They both need some clarity. They need some clarity about where they stand at.
Right. But I do think that Stormy was doing too much in this episode. I do. Because she had all of that energy for Mel for not talking to her. But she came into the party saying she ain't talked to none of them since wrapping up. So why is it towards Mel? If you ain't talked to nobody, like, why everybody ain't getting that type of energy? Right. Like, and she, she's so real, and this, that, and the third, but that, y'all, let's stop acting like we not on a reality show. Y'all are my castmates. Y'all are, like, stop it. We're not all real friends. Stop it. We're coworkers. Okay, and it just so happens I like some of y'all more than I like the others, but that do not mean that you my best friend from the 9th grade. That's not what that means. We're castmates. Let's break the fourth wall here. Let's be real.
Period. Period.
Not period. So that was our feelings of this particular episode, guys. What are you thinking about the rest of the season?
From looking at the season preview, it looks very entertaining. I'm just talking about, of course, Martell headlines it. You know, maybe we'll hear more about this prayer, maybe a variation of the prayer.
Evan.
When it comes to Maurice and Kimmy, you know, hopefully we see Kimmy back 100%. You know, she got her stuff going on. Maurice is just lame. But
you said what?
Letitia and Marsau, you know, it's just another season of them going up that same damn hill with nothing but rock, soil, trees, weeds, getting out the car, hands on their hips, talking about Scott's Manor, whatever it's called, that is still not built. You know, they're in a competition with Sheree. Kenya beat both of them. But then a competition with Sheree about who can get their house up the quickest. But Sheree got her house. But, you know, still looks like a museum under construction. But, once again, I'm happy Destiny's not on this show. So annoying. So
pointless. Yes. Thank you.
They made Kiki a permanent member for no reason.
I think there's a reason.
That she has, I swear, that role, that extra seat to the table has to be an experimental role. They're just rotating people because, Destiny, okay, you don't want to talk, bye. Okay, Kiki, let's see what you can make.
I feel like Stormy has replaced Destiny. Right, because it's same old storyline. Before they get on the show, they friends with Mel. Once they get on the show, then all of a sudden we're enemies.
Destiny tried to literally repeat everything Mel did on the show, except have a guy cheat on her and have a baby on her. So
I don't know what
you had Destiny trying to sing. What?
Well, forget Destiny because thank God she's not on the show anymore. So thank you. Side note though, I noticed with the little production of Love and Marriage Huntsville has kind of upgraded this season. They have a little intro. It's kind of like set up like a housewife.
They have sub intros.
Right. That is that really the real term for it?
It's sub stuff. Like you have the main, and anything after the main is sub.
Yeah, they just added some extra B-roll footage. Like, I see you, Carlos. I see what you're trying to do. Okay, upgrade.
But this season's gonna be a great season. It's gonna be nothing short of fireworks.
I hope so. Because I was about to get off this train. Because again, just Mel being the scapegoat every season is it's tiring. It's old. It's tired. We don't care. Like you said, Marsau and Tisha. It's just gonna be another season of him just disrespecting his wife on national television. And her just taking it. There's that.
Marsau is one of a kind. Like I said, the previews. There's literally a preview of Letitia talking to somebody about, I think he's trying to kick me out this business. He wants me to have nothing to do with it. And it's like, yeah, he been doing this. Because there's a scene where Marsau has an assistant and he's hanging his stuff on the wall, moving in. And Letitia's like, what's going on? I didn't know about this. Duh, you weren't going to know about it. He don't tell you stuff. He never has. So it's like she acts surprised. He never tells her anything because it never crosses his mind.
Sorry.
It never crosses his mind.
That's so funny.
It's like she acts so surprised, but he's moving normally. This is normal for him. So, I just don't get it. You can't be that surprised. You really can't be that surprised. But looks like it'll be a great season to come. Mm-mm. We're back at it again, episode 2 of season 6 next Saturday.
Yes.
So y'all be sure to tune in.
Yes.
As you guys know, we will be here with another video for it.
Yes. Thank you for being on this ride with us, guys. Bye.